Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your old pal, the K-Man 1971, and it's about darn time for a proper comic book haul, I would reckon. This month's haul will consist of some keys, some fillers, some cover grabs, some trendy specs, at least a couple. I can't resist them if I find them out in the wild for on the cheap, you know. But mainly the glue that holds this haul together is going to be the second half of my May the 5th acquisitions, as well as some nice Silver Age, both all found out in the wild cheaply and conveniently. Love that. All right, so without any further ado, let's get this Geek Fest started. Kicking it off, we have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, #1. This is the B cover, I believe, by Gary Frank, which I actually technically like more than the A cover. I just prefer this art style better, even though this goes for less than the A cover. But hey, it's not very often that the cover that I like is the cheaper option, so I'll take it. I also picked up #2. I had to pick that one up online for I don't know, it was under $20, maybe like 17 or 18, but I found #2 as well as #5 out in the wild. So kind of on a little mini quest to try to complete that set before reading. Now, I guess someone sold off their Star Wars collection at my LCS, and these were all in a long box in a Star Wars section that I always check. But these were all like $2 or $3 a piece. So kicking it off, Star Wars #1. I have so many different covers of this particular premiere issue, and it's a great premiere issue. But I ended up giving this one away to my cousin several years ago, so the completist in me wanted it back into the PC, so here it is. So no big deal there. I'm a big Darth Maul fan, so here's the Age of Republic Darth Maul special that I initially missed out on. Once again, a book that doesn't really go for anything, but kind of tough to find, at least in my area. And then, this is where I started to go, wait a second. Darth Vader #1. Very nice. They didn't have #3, but they did have #4, which is the second appearance of Dr. Aphra. They also had Force Awakens #1, standard A cover, first appearance of Kylo, Rey, and several other characters. Force Awakens #4, first appearance or maybe cameo appearance of the Knights of Ren. Cassian and K-2SO #1 from Rogue One. Cassian has just become like one of my favorite characters thanks to the Andor series. Really looking forward to season 2. Rogue One #1. Now all of those were doubles. Well, aside from the Darth Maul special, but I've never actually had the standard cover of Rogue One #1, so happy to add that as well as this. The Rise of Kylo Ren #1, first print. So all for $2 or $3 a piece. I was happy with that as a Star Wars geek. All right, let's make a little room. While I have cut down on picking up variants, I am still a big time fan of Alex Ross. I had no idea that this was out there. I was just kind of browsing on eBay and this popped up. And it's pretty cheap. Once again, a nice variant for under $20. Adam West Batman teaming up with the Linda Carter Wonder Woman of 1977. That's just awesome. So, for nostalgia purposes, as a fan, being a fan of both characters and being an Alex Ross fan, this checked a lot of boxes. So, love this variant. All right, time for the trendy books. Don't judge me. So here we have Ruins #1. I'm not even sure why this book has taken off. It's just not for me. I don't like Warren Ellis is hit or miss for me, and this art is just not my style. Speaking of another trendy book that's definitely not my style. Yes. Marvel Comics presents 95. Not the origin of Wolverine's yellow costume. That's all I will say. Anyone that's opened up this book. So, spoilers, Wolverine is taken in by this Indian tribe. They give him basically this Indian garb that has some of the designs that are reminiscent of his yellow costume. In one panel that the Indian garb that he is given is miscolored yellow, and I don't know. Someone must have posted something about this, and I don't know. Anyhow, this will be going up on sale very shortly. Cool Sam Keith cover, though. Lobo the Duck, #1. I don't know. It was just there. I was in the Lobo section, so while I was there, I also picked up, and I did like this, the amalgam gimmick that they had back in the early 90s. So I still own a couple of them, but I don't think I ever owned Lobo the Duck #1. So happy to add it to the collection. My second copy of Lobo #1, which I'll be stashing away as a quote-unquote long-term spec. And now for some cover grabs. And these will be some of my favorite examples of cover grabs, one of my favorite artists, and these books are like dirt cheap. So starting off, Exhibit A, Action Comics number 609, this killer Brian Bolland Black Canary cover. It is it's a travesty that this book doesn't go for more, just, considering that we're in an age of cover loving and that. And this is just beautiful, man. Look at that red. Look how it pops. Awesome. But as much as I love that cover, I like this cover even more. Once again, another Brian Bolland classic. Superman number 422, a vamped out Superman. That's just awesome. Look at that. Take it all in. While I was in the Superman section, I also snagged my second copy of The Adventures of Superman number 464, and this is the first time that Superman fought Lobo, and the first time, obviously, that he met Lobo. So this is a book that has been quietly gaining value online, even though no one's really talking about it as of yet. So if we do get a Lobo confirmation, and he does end up throwing down with Superman, and how could they not? I see this book has potential. Personally, my favorite Lobo versus Superman throwdown was in that Superman American Alien miniseries from a couple of years ago, the final issue, number 7. Fantastic. You have to read that. Moving on. Conan the Barbarian, number 97. Conan back issues are getting very, very thin in my area, unfortunately. So this is the only one I have for this haul. I remember it just seemed like an endless river of Conan comics, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it wasn't like he was a sales juggernaut at Marvel. I don't know. Maybe there's just a nostalgia for Bronze Age Conan, which I say that's a good thing. All right, second copy of Green Lantern, number 141, features the first appearance of the Omega Men, one of those obscure DC deep cuts supergroups. Well, cosmic supergroups that I've been a big fan of since I was, 11, 12. Super Friends number 9, and this features the prototype of the character who would end up becoming Ice from Fire and Ice fame from the 1980s Justice League International glory days. Love those characters. Champions number 14, which features the first appearance of the villain Swarm. And I don't know why, but aside from issue number 1, issue 14 is kind of the money book out of the entire Champions run. Once again, I don't know why. I haven't seen Swarm in I don't know how long, probably since the early 80s. So, but it is a very cool cover, and it just screams Bronze Age, so nice. Action Comics number 440, and this features the first time that Mike Grell ever illustrated Green Arrow, and Mike Grell put Green Arrow on the map big time. Aside from Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil, no one has contributed more to the modern mythos of Green Arrow than Mike Grell. Thanks to the Longbow Hunters, Green Arrow had his longest running, successful ongoing series that went well over 100 issues, which is a true rarity in today's market. And a lot of the themes in the Longbow Hunters of how it influenced a character are still implemented in the character today, and were definitely shown in the Arrowverse, even though I never watched the Arrow CW verse, but I could tell just from the trailers and from the way people talked about it online. So, very cool. Once again, very, very minor, obscure key. Some would even say probably not a key, but I like it. And right here, is one of my favorite spec books, period. Marvel Team Up Annual #1. This is my third copy, but this copy is near mint. All the other ones I have are like fine minus at best. And the reason I love this book so much, it's the first meeting between my two favorite Marvel characters and two of my favorite characters in general, Spider-Man and Wolverine. This is the first time I believe that the new X-Men ever appeared outside the Uncanny X-Men title. So, once again, how can we not have Spider-Man and Wolverine meet up on the big screen? And when that happens, that is going to be a big deal. You think Wolverine and Deadpool meeting on the big screen is a big deal? This would be so much bigger. And that seems to generate, a lot of buzz and influences the values of comics, for better or for worse nowadays. So, once again, very happy to have this. This will be my final copy. So, real happy to pick this up. Little Silver Age. Here's Detective Comics number 345, and this is the first appearance of the first Blockbuster. Don't get it confused with the Blockbuster that used to appear in Nightwing, like I did. I guess that's his brother. So, but once again, a very nice, high-grade Silver Age Detective Comics issue. I did pick that one up online. These next couple, though, I found them all out in the wild. So, kicking it off, Fantastic Four, number 79, featuring this classic Jack Kirby thing cover. It is Clobberin time, baby. Here's number 80. And all of these were like maybe $10 a piece. Couldn't believe it. Those are two of the better condition ones. This one's probably like fine minus. My second copy of Fantastic Four, number 83, which is the first appearance of Maximus from the Inhumans. And number 89, which I believe I might have a copy of this already, but you find all of these out there in the wild, in this kind of condition for like $10 a piece, you have to snatch them up. No questions asked. And finally, the pick of the haul, and to top off the Clobberin time theme, we have The Incredible Hulk, number 122. And this one's a pretty nice condition, actually. Actually, let me move some stuff out of the way. And I'd say this is probably like VF minus. This one I did end up picking up online, though. So, it was just the Fantastic Fours that I ended up finding out in the wild. But, awesome. So, great to pick up all this Silver Age. Actually, I'm not even sure if this is Silver Age. This might be early Bronze Age. I always get a little confused with the 15-cent covers. But, real happy to pick all this stuff up. Aside from the little trendy books that I picked up on the cheap, there's nothing here that's on any like top 10 lists, but I've really been into the Silver Age and Bronze Age as of lately, as well as my, Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, Star Wars stuff. So, yeah, that's all I have for this month, and I will see you all next month. All right? Thank you all for watching. Take care. See ya.